Hey everybody, this is Randy Brown for Cameo Man 2021. I'm going to post a comment here. Should have done this before the stream, but here we go. Right up there, bam. Okay, so I'm going to get right into the writing sprint. Again, I'm only going to be doing 25 minutes. Let's see if I can nail it. No. Let's try this one more time. Let's see if I can get it. See if I can nail it. Bam, 25. Got that shit down. All right. So I'm going to set that right there, just like that. All right. Usually Doe says, go, Randy, go. Tyler the Hacker says, hand pink waving. All right. Here I go. Chapter 28. Hello? Nothing much. I can't talk right now. I'm doing a stream. No, not yet, but I will. The thing with the accurate reading is that I've got veneers, so the veneers mess with my speech. I just want everybody to know that. Yeah, because I've got veneers and it kind of makes me like slur my words and speech and stuff. So just let you know. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna be at the hall. All right. Bye. All right, the first spree is done. We had 2 minutes to spare. Bam, bam, bam. Gonna do that and save, and bam, we got that one done. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. We got 2 minutes to spare, so I'm gonna put 17 minutes on the clock. Let's see if I can nail it. Ah, dang, I was close. Let's try it again. See if I can nail it. Darn it. One more try. We'll just go with that. So, okay, let's see what everybody's doing. We got 16 minutes on the clock to talk. Is this ASMR? No, it is not. Speaking of the books, I started listening to reading along audiobooks before I got a bad back to with that habit of this reading again. Starting with The Hobbit, and man, I get nowhere with it. Every time I hear Andy Serkis sing for Over the Misty Mountain Cold, I feel so comfy and fall asleep. Randy, how often do you know the end of the story you're writing? All the time. All the time. I don't begin a story unless I know how it ends. Because when you know, basically, you've always got to know the ending. If you don't know the ending, you have nothing to write to or write towards. I know the ending of this one, and I am advancing to it very quickly. Let me just so yeah, but I'm advancing towards it very quickly, and that's one thing that a lot of people forget about when they start writing is how it's going to end. And once you know how the story ends and you know how the story begins, it's just a matter of going from A to Z. That's all it is. And you want to start with your genre. So whatever your genre is, that's what you want to start with. So, I'll take you through three popular movies: The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars: A New Hope. Now, Star Wars is mostly action. It's a sci-fi, it's a fantasy, but it's mostly action. So how does Star Wars start out? It starts with a big space battle and then a gunfight. And then you take the movie The Matrix. The Matrix is like a kung fu sci-fi action. So in the beginning, do we start with Neo asleep at his desk? No, we start with a big, huge action sequence where a bunch of weird crap happens. And then Lord of the Rings. How does the Lord of the Rings start? It's a fantasy action. So does it start with the hobbits just chilling out in the Shire? No, it starts with a recap. The big battle has lots of action in the beginning in the first like 2 or 3 minutes. And that's how those movies start. So once you have your ending and once you know your beginning, and again, with your beginning, you want to start with your genre, whatever it is. If it's an action, you want action. If it's a kung fu, you want kung fu. If it's a sword and sorcery epic, you need to have swords and sorcerers. And whatever your genre is, that's what you want to start with. And then once you know your ending and once you know your beginning, it just becomes a matter of going from A to Z. And if you know your genre, also that will inform you of how to fill out your middle. Because if it's an action movie, you're going to need at least like three or four good action scenes. Like if it's a romance, you're going to need to have some dates go bad, some dates go good, breakups, makeups, kissing, and then a love scene thrown in somewhere in there. And then if you're writing, sword and sorcery, you got to have dragons and sword fights and, a quest and like elves and fairies and stuff. So know your ending, know your beginning, and know your genre, and that will get you through the middle of the thing. I'm writing a murder mystery, so there's got to be a few dead bodies that pop up in between. So Randy, how do you know the end of the story? Will we get an excerpt of this story? Yeah, not this particular chapter, not today, but I will do I'll do a chapter. Have you read Dune? No, I have not, but I've seen all the movies, even the crappy Sci-Fi Channel one. I don't know about that. I think Tolkien mentioned who Lord of the Rings started with him just writing the initial sentence of The Hobbit, and that it evolved from there. I'm talking about the movies. I'm talking about the movies, and and I'm not saying that there's one right way to write a movie or a story. That's just my way. That's just how I work. I know Tolkien might be totally different, but the writers of the movies knew it was an action, so they put action up front. Like I'm working with this one writer right now. Uh, I'm working with this one writer, and he wants to write like a Mortal Kombat, like Street Fighter type movie. And he read me the first 12 pages of his story. And I was like, dude, this reads like a sitcom. This reads like a romantic comedy. You're writing an action. There hasn't been any action for 12 pages, and you concluded the episode. You've got to have some action if you want this to be an action movie like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. You can't go for 12 minutes straight with no action in an action movie. It doesn't work. You're not. I mean, like you're saying this is going to be like a big Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat type movie, but again, the first 12 pages, you've got zero things going on. Again, there's no one right way to write a story. I'm just telling you how I write stuff. I write stuff and I complete it and I get paid for it. So, yeah, I'm just telling you what works for me. Again, Tolkien might have a totally different spin. In fact, I know there are tons of writers who totally disagree with me and totally don't write the way I write. But a lot of the stuff I write, I finish, I get paid for it, and there you go. That's fair because Lord of the Ring movies had legendary books, so obviously they knew the end. Yeah, yeah. And doing adaptations is tough and tricky because a normal novel is like 360 to like 400 pages long, and a normal screenplay is about 90 to 120 pages long. I mean, and in a screenplay format, a page is a minute in screen time. Obviously, with Lord of the Rings, they had way more screen time than a normal movie. A lot of people don't like sitting through a 3-hour movie. That's why there's so many 90 to 120-minute movies. But yeah, I mean, The Lord of the Rings, I think, was a huge book. I think it was like what, 500, 600 pages. And they had to cram all that down into like 3 hours, which it's impressive. I can't do that. I can't do adaptations. I mean, some like with a book that's not on audiobook, sometimes it takes me like a month to like 3 months to read through an entire 365 page book. It's not easy, and unless the author is a master, sometimes I get bored and don't pick up the book again for like a week or so. So it takes me a really long time to get through a book. So I didn't think I could do an adaptation because again, with adaptations, you got to cut some scenes, you got to delete some scenes for time. Some scenes take place in the character's head, and you can't do that in fiction. I mean, you can do that in fiction, you can't do it in movies. Uh, Let me see if I can find my copies. Yeah, tell me how many. Let me know how many pages Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, and Two Towers, and The Return of the King are. Because again, those were epic movies. And when I say the word epic, I mean super long. Like that's what when with movies, when you say epic, it means like something more than 3 hours. But yeah, it's a lot of pages, a lot of pages. And again, you've got to take all the entire book and condense it down. You've actually like got to cut 2/3 out of the movie, and you really got to streamline it, and you really got to make all the scenes make sense and make sure all the scenes that are in the movie are necessary and accurate and true to the book. Yeah. So shout out to Charlie the Hacker. Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Usually Doe. Shout out to StreamYard. StreamYard's a good fan. StreamYard's always here no matter what. It's like always the first one to comment. It's pretty cool. But yeah. So if you got any questions, let her rip. We got 8 more minutes of break time, and then I'm going to do another a few more, 2 more sprints, and then I'm done for the day. And the challenge for NaNoWriMo isn't to finish the book. The challenge is to get to 50,010 words. So even if I don't type the end tomorrow, as long as I get to 50,010 words, I'm good. I will have won the challenge. And again, it's a challenge. It's not a contest. The difference between a contest and a challenge: a contest, there's prizes and first place and last place and losers and winners. With a challenge, it's just like, well, let's see if you can do it. And if you do it, there's no prizes, there's no money, there's no like adulation. It's just like, hey, you did it. Congratulations. You did something that not a lot of people do. So that's basically what the difference between a contest and a challenge is. So I am very close to 50,000. I am only like 2,300 word or 2,700 words away about. So I'll probably finish. I'll probably get to 48,500 words tonight, and then tomorrow is the last day of NaNoWriMo. Again, if you don't know what NaNoWriMo is, it is National Novel Writing Month. The challenge is to write 1,667 words a day, and it's a pretty cool challenge. Yeah. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. We're going for 6 more minutes, and then I will begin the second writing sprint. And today's book review is going to be Ask More by Frank Sesno. And that was a really cool book. See, I can read audiobooks like in 3 hours, because Audible has this feature where you can play a video at double or triple this. You can play an audio at double or triple the speed, and it has a voice modulator, so it doesn't sound like Mickey Mouse when it's reading, and it just sounds like a normal person talking to me very fast, just like kind of like this. How you doing? What's going on? Let's do this. Yeah. So it's like that. So I can breeze through an audiobook that usually takes 7 hours in like 3 hours and some change. And that's what I do with audiobooks. I got Audible audiobooks, which is a great service. Is that a door behind you? No, technically not. It is a closet. I guess you could say it's a sliding door. But no, this is not a door per se with a handle and stuff. This is just part of my closet. I wish it were. That'd be cool. I hate sliding doors because they go off the rails and then garbage gets in the rails and screws up the sliding. I can't even slide this, I don't think. No, this one is stuck where it is. I'd have to get a handyman to come and fix it for me if I could. And then this door slides, I think. Let's see. I can't reach that. Hold on, wait. Yeah, this door slides perfect, so this is all I really need. So, yeah. Is that a storyboard? No, Joey. This is called the grid. I'll explain it to you. So basically, the grid, the top row is all magic tricks and jokes that I do in my stand-up act. The diamonds over here are action items that I need to work into my act, and stuff I need to buy and stuff I need to get. And then these 3 squares right here are magic acts and jokes that I'm working on right now. So I've got the whole structure of my acts, of my stand-up comedy act right here. And, they're just like jokes and routines and stuff like that. So that's basically how I do it. So, I put Post-its because I can rearrange them. And if I want to, do my act out of order, I can rearrange the Post-its and memorize it that way. But yeah, that's basically what this is. It's just my comedy act for stand-up. And I call it the grid because, Like I could take you through some of the jokes and stuff. Like we found the rubber band joke was the joke from Spider-Man 2 where Otto Octavius goes, "Did anybody lose a rubber band? Did anybody lose $100 bills wrapped in a rubber band? Because we found the rubber band." Now I'm going to do this joke a little bit differently. I'm going to buy a fake wad of cash, wrap a rubber band around it, and say, did anybody lose $100 bills wrapped in a rubber band? Because, and this pretends money, I go, "I'll thank you for your donation. Thank you." And then we got the it joke. The it joke is basically, I have a card. It looks like a playing card. I got it from magictricks.com. I go, "Anybody pick a card, any card, just any card." And then somebody yells out, "2 diamonds." And then I go, "If this was it, would that be crazy?" And they're like, "Yeah." And it was like, "If this was it, would that be really crazy?" They would go, "Yeah." And I turn around and I go, "Well, I'm a wild and crazy guy." And on the front of the playing card, it's the word it. And then turn around and bend over is a funny joke that I'm coming up. I'm going to buy an extendable metal cane and it'll extend really huge. And I'm going to ask for a volunteer from the audience and go say, "You, sir, can you help me out here?" And he goes, "Yes." I'm going to ask him his name. "What's your name?" "Simon." "Okay, Simon, do me a favor. Turn that way, close your eyes, bend over, and I'm going to pretend like I'm going to do something, but I'm not going to do it." And I go, "Oh, never mind, never mind. Actually, turn around. All right, open your mouth." And then I'm going to pretend to, freak him out. And then the instant sandwich routine is where I take 2 aces, put them on a card deck, and then I reveal their card in between the 2 aces, the card that they pre-selected. And then the lie or the truth routine is where I ask people to lie 3 times when I ask them, what their card was, and then I count down the lie. So if they say, "I want you to lie," and the card is really like 4 diamonds, I'll just tell me a lie, and they'll say 8 of spades, and then I count 8 cards down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I go, "Was this your card?" And it's the 4 diamonds, which was the real card. And then the prediction is black routine. That would take too long for me to explain, but it's 3 predictions, and in the end, I pull a card out behind from somebody's ear. And then finally, I end it with the real secret blood pressure joke. And I ask people if they want to know the secret. And I go, "Okay, the secret is eat food that causes an unsafe spike in blood pressure and take medication that causes an unsafe drop in blood pressure." And there you go. My name's Randy Brown. Thank you. Good night. And that's basically my magic comedy act in a nutshell. I'm gonna put 2 more minutes on the clock because I wanted. So there you go. That's what that is. That's the grid. And as I learn more magic comedies techniques, I'll add more and delete more. And but yeah, that's basically my magic routine in a nutshell. Oh, I'm in a nutshell. I'm in a nutshell. But yeah, there you go. So that is basically my stand-up comedy routine. I learned it from a famous magician called Stuart McDonald. He was at the last magic convention that I went to in November this month, I guess. So yeah, he was a really inspiring speaker, and he basically taught me to improve 1% every day. And if you do that every day, you'll improve by 365%. That's actually interest. It's more than 365, but if you improve 1% every day, you improve at least 4 or 5 times by the end of the year. Because again, that 1% from the first day becomes 2% on the next day, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. Actually, you know what? I have got to go to my writer's group tomorrow, so I'm actually going to take that 27 minutes off the board. I'm going to put 25 minutes on there. Bam, got it. And I'm going to start writing again. So if you got any questions, drop them in the chat. No, this is not an ASMR. And then drop your questions in the chat. I welcome your comments and criticisms. Okay, and bam, I have done that. All right, save. Let's see how much time is on the clock. 3 minutes. Okay, so we're going to use our time. We're going to go to 18. Bam, nailed it. All right, so we got 18 minutes to shoot the breeze until my final sprint. I wasn't able to find my Lord of the Rings books. They must be in deep storage. Anyways, I got to go, buddy. Have a good session, man. Thanks, Tyler the Hacker. Thanks for dropping by. Joey0292, if you got any comments, now's the time to let her rip. I want to thank everybody. Joey902, Tyler the Hacker. Somebody else was in here. I guess, no, I guess not. Oh, usually dope. If you got any comments, let me know. So, one of the things, again, I like writing in silence, but one of the things that you can listen to while you write is binaural beats. Binaural beats are, they are white noise, and the noise, when you wear headphones, the white noise can change your brain waves, and could change you. There are tons of different brainwave states like theta, beta, alpha, gamma, and there are different brainwave states that are good for different things. Some are good for creativity, some are good for recall, some are good for meditation, some are good for cognition. So that's one of the things that I occasionally listen to when I write. I haven't this whole book I've written in silence, I think. And again, if I really want to listen to something when I write, I'll listen to music that fits the mood of the piece I'm working on. So if I want to write a vampire movie, I'll listen to something gothic or something heavy metal. If I want to write something set in the 80s, I'll listen to 80s music. If I want to write something set in the future or the far future, I'll listen to techno or hardcore trance music or dubstep. So it mostly depends on what the mood of the scene is, and I try to match the mood of the scene with the music I listen to. But again, most of this book I've been listening in pure silence. And I do notice that a lot of the pace and the tempo of the music affects my writing too. So if it's really fast paced, I know I'll start typing really furiously. And so I told you all of that yesterday and the day before. So don't want to go over new stuff. But if you got any questions, let her rip. And again, the book review for today is going to be Ask More by Frank Sesno. It's a good book. Talks about how to ask good questions and questions in several different scenarios like creativity, problem solving, strategy, confrontational questions, how to reframe problems with questions, stuff like that. It's a very good book. Very good book. So we have 14 minutes. So yeah, if anybody's got any questions, let her rip, because it's going to be boring if you don't say anything. Just type something to type something, get some questions in the chat. And again, as long as your questions aren't anything ludicrous, I'll answer whatever you want me to answer. I told Joey 090202 in the Discord, like, if you got a non-trolly question for me, I will try to ask it. I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. So, this is your chance to ask me anything. You could ask me about my process, ask me about my writing, ask me plotting questions, ask me about what my next projects are. My next project's coming up. I really want to get the Bible read. I really want to read the whole Bible. And that is something that I want to do. And then tomorrow I've got my writers group. Going to be waking up around 7:10. And what I'm going to bring to the writers group is part of my play. I'm a Genius, You're a Genius. Or I could also call it Sherlock Holmes meets Albert Einstein. I really don't want to do that, though, because it's not really Sherlock Holmes and it's not really Albert Einstein. Even though Sherlock Holmes is uncopyrighted, because the copyright runs out after 67 years. That's why there's lots of people who do Sherlock, because Sherlock was written in the 20s and 30s. So the copyright is way long gone out on that. And then also Albert Einstein is a public figure. So I could write about those two freely if I wanted to. But the story is basically a delusional person thinks he's Sherlock Holmes. He's elderly and he's old. And then he moves into another elderly man who believes he's Albert Einstein. And the Sherlock Holmes character believes that his landlord is Moriarty. And Moriarty says the landlord says he has 30 days to come up with the money or he's going to get kicked out. And then the Albert Einstein character and the Sherlock Holmes character figure out how to make a book in a week without using AI, without using a voice transcription. He figures it out. The Albert Einstein character figures it out, and I've got the whole process laid out mathematically and stuff like that. And actually, I think the second act of this story will really be an eye opener for people who check it out. It's going to be pretty cool. So, you have any questions like that? Again, I've got a Playhouse interested. So, and I'm writing it for 6 actors. I did a magic show at this one party, and there was 6 actors from a theater group, and they did a radio broadcast. It wasn't a real radio broadcast. It was just them up on the stage, but it was done in the style of an old 1920s and 1930s radio broadcast. And I was really impressed with them. They were all elderly. They were all over 60 years old. And there were 3 women and 3 men. So I plan to use the same cast. And in the story, I'm a Genius, You're a Genius, there are 3 women and 3 men. And yeah. And actually, I did a lot of research on Albert Einstein. I always liked Albert Einstein ever since I was little. I always enjoyed reading like books about him and stuff like that. But the more and more I started to research Einstein, the more I started not to like him, because he actually did a lot of really bad stuff in his life. Like, number one, he was married several times and he cheated on his wife several times. And he actually cheated on his wife one time with his cousin. And he was not close to his children. One of his children said of Albert Einstein never gave up on any project except for me. I was like, oh, damn, that's pretty damning for Albert Einstein. And again, he cheated on his wife with his cousin. So that was pretty bad. So yeah, the more and more I started learning about him, the more I was like, wow, he's not such a... I thought he was celibate his entire life for a long time. And until a week ago, I didn't even know that Albert Einstein was actually got busy, you know. So I watched 2 documentaries on Albert Einstein, and then I watched like 25 facts you didn't know about Albert Einstein. So I did a fair amount of research. I didn't really need to do a lot of research because the old men in this play are delusional. So they probably make up what Albert Einstein and Sherlock Holmes is inside their head. I studied Sherlock Holmes a lot. I read some of the stories, and I've watched like maybe 20 movies with Sherlock Holmes characters, watch the Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. the one. I might forego the book report because my voice is pretty hoarse. I've been talking for a long time. So I might forego the book report until next stream. And yeah. So if y'all have any questions, we got 7 minutes on the clock. So let your questions rip. Again, Sherlock Holmes is in public domain. Did Fears get you sick? No. Fears was not sick when I was over at his place. Stacks, no. I have not been to Fears' place since Sunday. So it is now Wednesday. So that was 4 days ago. So no, he didn't get me sick. But my voice is going out. I think it's because I've been talking for so long. I've done 3 live streams in the last 3 days, including this one. But yeah, I just want to, do the stream and keep myself accountable, have you hold me accountable for doing the thing. So shout out to Stacks. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming in the stream. I got one more writing sprint to go, and I think I'm going to wrap it up, and I'll do the book report sometimes later in the week. Now, I did something kind of bad. 2 days ago, Pierce said he was going to do a book review of Be Useful by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I actually bought Be Useful by Arnold Schwarzenegger 2 days ago, and I listened to the entire thing on 3 times speed. And I actually have listened to the entire audiobook of Be Useful in the last few days. But again, Piers wants to do that, so I'm going to let him do his book report first before I do my book report. And then tomorrow or the next day, or maybe sometime later in the week, I'll do the Frank Cessna book, Ask More, and catch you up on that, because this is a great book. Has a lot of questions in it that a lot of people don't think about and stuff like that. So, nope, Piers didn't get me sick. I don't think Piers was sick when I was over at his place. I don't think he was. I don't remember exactly, but no, he didn't get me sick because I wasn't sick yesterday and I wasn't sick the day before that. But one day last week, oh my God, I felt like somebody had beaten me up, and I have no idea what happened that day. Last week, I felt sore. I felt out of it. I had a headache. I don't know what was going on last week, but that was pretty bad. So, Stacks, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Where are you from? Where are you located? What do you like about the Randall streams? And what's your favorite video of mine so far? If you can answer any of those, let me know. And that goes for Tyler the Hacker and Joey O292. What are your favorite videos that I've done? Or what are your favorite streams? Or what are some stream ideas that you have for me coming up? Answer any of those questions. I tossed out a lot there, so you have something to type in. So let me know in the chat. I am tired because I took my medication early. I took my medication at 8 o'clock. So that's probably why I'm so groggy right now, because usually I take my medication at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So I feel really drowsy. But fortunately enough for me, I only have about 400 more words to go, and then I shall be done. About 480 more words. So let me know. This is an ASMR. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. This is an ASMR. I just wanted to mess with you. I wanted to see what would happen if I went silent for a bit. I love messing with Fears. It's fun. Sometimes he'll put the camera on him, then I'll stick a marker in my nose and cause him to crack up and shit. I love doing stuff like that. Fears takes stuff too seriously. Fears needs to lighten up. He needs to get a sense of humor. That's the one thing I can say about him. But Fears has come a long way. Lucky Chucky is here. Hey, what's up, Lucky Chucky? Lucky Chucky, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do? Where are you from? How did you come across the Randall streams? And are you enjoying these writing streams? Let me know. Good to see you, Lucky Chucky. Not much, man. Okay. What do you do, Lucky Chucky? What's your job? What is your passion? What do you do for a job? I'm a guy that's trying to get into computers from Virginia and came across you through Buyer Peers. So yeah, Peers is pretty cool. And I think I do owe a lot of my success and my fans to Peers. Tech, computer. Oh, Virginia Tech. Oh, dang. So what do you do? Do you do like CPUs and stuff? Trying to head back into the game after health stuff. Trying to get your head back into the game after some health stuff. Oh, why? What's been going on? You been is it your liver or like your heart or COVID or what's going on there? Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, right. But I'm trying to find my niche. Yeah, because computers is a wide niche. You need like you can do CPOs or CPUs. You can do software. No optical stuff. Some eye surgeries. Yeah, my mom had an eye surgery about a year back. She had cataracts, and they did one 1 week, and then about 2 or 3 weeks later, they did the other one. And they said, we don't want to do both eyes at the same time because if we mess up, your mom's going to be blind. So they said, we're going to do one eye this week. We're going to let that heal up. And then if she's okay and she does good, we'll do the other eye. So they waited 3 weeks. We went to the optometrist. And what's funny is our optometrist was in DeLand, which is about 2 hours away from us. And what's funny is it was a 2-hour drive. During the 2-hour drive, we only made 3 turns. We made one turn this way, one turn that way, one turn that way. And out of a 2-hour drive, we only made 3 turns and we were there. And my mom she goes, Randy, do you need the GPS to tell you how to get back? And I'm like, no, Mom, I actually remember the entire trip. We turned on Claw, we turned on ISB, and then we turned down this street. And so we actually, during the whole trip, we only made 6 turns during the entire trip. Yeah, trying to type some loose ends, ... Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to put 25 more minutes on the clock. 25 more minutes on the clock, and then I'm going to hit the road because I want to get into my writer's trip tomorrow. My mom told me, Randy, don't drive drunk, don't drive sleepy, don't drive angry, don't drive hungry, and don't drive when you have to go to the bathroom. So I really want to honor her and not drive while I'm tired. And I've got to wake up at 7:10 tomorrow. So here I go. I'm gonna finish this up. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I got to go first. Sorry about that. All right. I am done for the day. Or the night, I guess. So my goal was 48,517 words. I got to 45,573. Bam. Knock that off. And then tomorrow is the final day. So I'm going to save this. Still have 5 minutes on the board. Got a review. Word count. Doing this. Bam. I'm going to post it. And then again, guys, I'm going to do the book review sometime later on this week. I'm going to do it sometime later on in the week. Okay, click off that. So there we go. I am El Dono. El Dono, mi amigo. I'm going to let the time go out. But trying to find manage, no optical stuff. Yeah, Chinese loose ends. Yeah. So I am tired. I've done all my writing for today. I've done what's required of me. Again, to win the NaNoWriMo challenge, you need 50,010 words. I am really super close to that already. I think I'm going to knock it out of the park. Let me see how many words left I have. Let me see how many words I'm going to need to finish. So let me write down how much I have right now. 48, 573. Okay, I have 48,573 words. So I'm going to get on my calculator 550,010 words minus 48, 573. Bam. I've got 1,437 words to go. So I'm going to write that down. So I don't even need to do a full session tomorrow. I'm going to finish up the story. So 1,437 words to go. And then I will be El Dono. All I need to do is wrap it up, and that'll be the game. So I'm really proud of myself. I stuck to it, wrote 30 days, didn't write every day. Sometimes I skipped 1 or 2 or 3 days, but I always caught back up. And so I always caught back up. So I'm going to save a copy on a flash drive. I'm going to always back up your work. You never want to You never want to do all that work and then lose it at the last minute. That would suck. So I'm going to put save a copy. This PC. Browse. I'm going to go to Enthane. Save. Bam. All right. Now I'm going to eject this. Eject it. Bam. And there we go. I'm done for the day. So thanks. Again, I'm going to do the book review sometime later in the week. Not today, maybe not tomorrow. But I just want to wrap up, and I want to thank everybody who came in. Thank you to Lucky Chucky. Thank you to Stacks. Thank you to Tyler the Hacker. Thank you to Joey. Thank you to Usually Doe. I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to go. My name is Randy Brown for Chemin 2021 and the Mayor of Magic. Subscribe to my friend John Pierce at PierceMan26 and Pierce Vlogs. And I will see y'all later. Bye. I'm going to end this session.